Hey everyone, I'm the web novel guy, and today I've got 10 awesome web novels and light novels that you might enjoy. So let's jump right in. 1. Classmates with the girls I was close to loving. This is the story of Ryota Yoshiki, a boy who suddenly finds himself in the same class as 3 girls he once shared something special with. There's his childhood friend from elementary school, Reimi Nikaido, who drifted apart from him over the years. His carefree Gyaru friend, Yui Yuzuha, who always kept things lively, and his laid-back study partner, Yuka Hanazono, who shared quiet moments with him. Back then, Ryota never had the courage to confess his true feelings. But now, in the spring of his first year of high school, fate has brought them all together again. The girls who once cared for him begin to reconnect, whether it's in an empty classroom, after-school outings, or even late-night visits. Feelings of trust, affection, and love that were left unsaid begin to resurface, and Ryota must face the question: what if he had been brave enough back then, and what will he do now?
2. Transmigrated as the fake young master, I'll beat up the scumbags and bitches. This is the story of Huming, a man who suddenly transmigrates into the body of a so-called villainous young master. But soon he discovers he's not the real heir. The true young master exists and wants nothing more than to crush him. The so-called real young master wants to crush him, his fiancée is ready to break off their engagement, and enemies line up one after another. But Huming isn't backing down. Just when he's about to fight back against all the schemers, something unexpected happens. The girls around him start looking at him in strange ways, hinting at secrets he doesn't yet understand. Don't expect a fast-paced, face-slapping story here. This novel is a slow-burn mystery with sharp twists, family drama, and a scheming antagonist who hides behind the mask of a protagonist. Huming's mysterious past, before his transmigration, unfolds piece by piece through flashbacks, revealing that he's not your typical hero. He's willing to use bad methods to solve his problems, making him more of an anti-hero. Meanwhile, the so-called protagonist is the true villain, a manipulator who was swapped at birth with Huming and who now wants to erase him from his own life. With slow-burn romance, layers of intrigue, and a battle of wits, this story takes the familiar villain trope and turns it into something far more mysterious. 3. How I, a completely ordinary guy with no special traits, risked my life to save beautiful twin sisters, only to make both of them, who turned out to be Yandere, fall madly in love with me. This is the story of Ryoya Yagami, an ordinary high school boy with no friends, no confidence, and no real direction in life. Every day felt the same, until one fateful evening when a random stabbing incident changed everything. In the middle of the chaos, Ryoya noticed the school's most beautiful girls, half-Japanese twin sisters Ryona and Ryona Tikarugi, about to be attacked. Summoning every ounce of courage, he risked his life to protect them. But what Ryoya didn't know was that these sisters weren't ordinary girls at all. Behind their angelic looks, they were secretly Yandere, and his act of kindness made them fall obsessively in love with him. Now, hunted by the overwhelming affection of 2 beautiful yet terrifying twins, Ryoya's once empty life takes a dangerous and outrageous turn. What will become of him when love itself becomes his greatest threat? 4. Kosotto Hajirau Sugata o ore dake ni misete kuru Gakuen no Ohime-sama. Imagine this. After school, in an empty classroom, the elegant and adorable school princess, Shinoyama Rinoa, suddenly reveals a side of herself no one has ever seen. She teases, she poses, and our protagonist accidentally captures a photo of her in that moment. Caught red-handed, he thinks his school life is over. But instead of anger, Rinoa says something shocking. She actually wants him to take pictures of her. From that day on, what starts as one risky photo turns into a secret world between the two of them, whether it's in his room, in the bathroom with a swimsuit, or even at her house. This is a thrilling, slightly dangerous romantic comedy about a young boy drawn into Renoa's unpredictable and daring charm.
5. My seatmate tries to make me fall in love with her by teasing me repeatedly, but somehow she was the one who fell. Yuki Narito never expected his high school life to get this complicated. By some unlucky twist of fate, he ends up sitting next to Yui Tatsukaki, the girl everyone calls the seatmate killer. Why? Because she's known for leading guys on only to crush them the moment they confess. Naturally, everyone thought Yuki would be her next victim, but there's just one problem. Yuki is completely clueless when it comes to romance, and Yui's usual tricks don't work on him at all. Now the tables have turned, and the so-called hunter finds herself becoming the prey. Determined not to lose, Yui vows to make him fall for her no matter what. What follows is a hilarious, chaotic, and heart-throbbing rom-com where the battle of love begins right at their classroom seats.
6. The Idiot, the Curse, and the Magic Academy. Nagase Tsukasa, born into a prestigious family of modern-day wizards, had immense magic power from birth but could only use magic to strengthen his physical abilities. Resigned to the fact that he couldn't become a proper wizard, Tsukasa decided to live an ordinary life as a regular person. However, Tsukasa wasn't particularly bright. When applying for high school, he aimed low and took the entrance exam for a backup school, but he slacked off and played around too much, resulting in him failing the exam and becoming a NEET, or not in education, employment, or training. As Tsukasa awkwardly navigated his way through the new school year, he accidentally ended up wearing a cursed bracelet that would kill him if left alone. The curse was so powerful that even his mother, a scaled curse breaker, couldn't lift it. To remove the bracelet, he had two options: cut off his arm or use his immense magic power to break the curse. Thus, Tsukasa enrolled in a modern magic academy in a parallel world to learn the curse-breaking magic he needed. And so began Tsukasa's carefree school life, where his only talents were his magic power and martial arts skills. 7. What's wrong with interfering with my childhood friend's love? Riku Kaido has always been in love with his childhood friend, Susei Chitose. But no matter how many times he confessed, she always turned him down. The reason? Susei's heart was already set on their other childhood friend, Akito Amitsu. Now, Akito is basically the perfect protagonist type. Handsome, charming, and the kind of guy Riku could never hope to outshine. Still, Riku refuses to give up. He believes that if Akito ever started dating someone else, then maybe, just maybe, he'd finally have a chance with Susei. With that desperate determination, Riku tells himself, "What's wrong with interfering in my childhood friend's love? That's how much I love Susei." But just when things seem stuck, an unexpected twist happens. His parents suddenly send his cousin, Miyumi Aihara, into the mix.
8. I have nothing left. A broken boy who only chases the truth, and the school's beautiful girl who once mocked me now closes the distance. Ren Asakura is that one quiet, gloomy student in class, the kind everyone ignores. But the truth is, that's exactly what he wants. As a child, Ren witnessed the brutal murder of his parents and was forced into a choice he could never escape. Since then, he shut himself away from the world, living only to uncover the truth behind their deaths. His only comfort comes from books and fleeting moments of peace.
But everything begins to change the day Rika Hayami, the most popular girl in class, suddenly confesses to him. At first, it's nothing more than a cruel prank, one Ren sees through instantly. With calm resolve, he rejects her. No anger, no emotion, just silence. Yet, instead of forgetting him, Hayami becomes more and more intrigued. There's something about his loneliness, something heavy, suffocating, yet impossible to ignore. Curiosity slowly turns into interest, and through chance meetings, and sometimes not so accidental ones, their paths keep crossing. Before long, Rika finds herself being drawn deeper into Ren's world and closer to the dark truth he's been carrying all along.
I, 30, who works for a black company and died while regretting my gloomy life, started over from high school. Imagine being 30 years old, overworked to the bone, and dying with nothing but regrets. That's exactly what happens to our main character. After spending his youth living in the shadows and wasting away in a brutal black company, he dies exhausted and broken. But instead of the end, it's a new beginning. He wakes up in his high school days, carrying all the memories, pain, and lessons from his old life. This time, he's determined to live differently. No more wasted chances, no more silent suffering. Armed with the drive of a corporate survivor and the regret of a man who lost everything, he sets out to rewrite his youth. Confronting his fears, chasing happiness, and most importantly, finally confessing his feelings to the girl he once admired from afar. I, 30, who works for a black company and died while regretting my gloomy life, started over from high school, is a heartfelt mix of slice of life, romance, and second chances, about turning despair into determination and rewriting the story of your youth.
10. Yumemeru danshi wa genjitsu shigisha. Sajo Wataru has always been hopelessly in love with his classmate, Natsukawa Aika. He spends his days chasing after her, lost in daydreams of a perfect romance. But one day, reality hits him hard. Someone like him could never be a match for someone as unattainable as her. So, Wataru makes a choice. He takes a step back and starts keeping his distance. But to Aika, his sudden change feels like rejection. Confused and hurt, she begins to wonder, does he hate me now? What follows is a hilarious and heartwarming rom-com of mixed signals, mutual, one-sided feelings, and endless misunderstandings. A love story where both sides think they've been rejected, even though their hearts are secretly racing for each other. And that's it for this list. If any of these web novels caught your interest, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.